So listen here. Yesterday we saw about the inheritance, right? So what is mean by inheritance? Acquiring all the properties and behaviors of the parent class into the child class. To the parent class, what we will say that parent, super, or the base class. It is a parent class, it is a super class, and it is a base class also. Okay, the parent class, you can say that it is a super class also, base class, and the parent class. Today we will see what is meant by super keyword. So why we are using super keyword? Super keyword is also a reference variable which is refers to the parent class, not the child class. It will refers to the parent class. The parent class, you can say that that is a super. Super means the parent. We will see today what is meant by super keyword. Super keyword is a reference variable which is refers to the immediate parent class object, and it have the three uses. First one is instance variable. We can call the it will refers to the immediate parent class parent instance variable. Then it will refers to the immediate parent class method also and constructor as well. So how we will do that? Simple will come here. Okay. Suppose if I create here two methods. I remove this details. Okay. Suppose if you have first method first class here, and suppose if you have another class also. Class suppose demo. We have two classes here, test and the demo. If I want to inherit this demo class into the test class, how we will inherit that? Extends then demo. Right. Now whatever things which are present here inside the demo, that will come into the test. Right. Whatever things which are present inside the demo, that will come here into the test. Now, suppose I have declared one variable here, that is int a equals to 10. Okay. Suppose I have declared another variable here, that is int a equals to 20. And if I create another method also public void m1, and here also what I am doing is here also I am creating another variable int a equals to 30. And if I want to print that all the things, okay, if I print it here, so what value it will be print? 10, 20, 30. What value it will be print? If we have a variable a 10, a 20, and then a is a 30. Which type of variable is this? Instance or local? Instance variable. And which class is this? This is a parent class, right? This is the parent class, and which is the child class here? That is the test class. This variable is present inside our parent class. This is the instance variable, but this variable is present inside the parent class. This is which type of variable is this? Instance variable, right? This one is also instance variable, that is inside the class but outside the method. This is an instance variable, but this is present inside the child class. This is present inside the parent class, and this is present inside the child class. Which type of variable is this? Local variable, right? The local variable, why we are calling this as a local variable? Inside the method. That's why we are calling this as a local variable. If I call it here, so which variable it will call? See which variable it will call. If I run this one, how to run this one? Simple, we have to call the main method. Here we have to create a object. So I will create a test class object. And with the help of object, we can call the m1 method, right? Okay. If I run this one, so what will be the output we will get? 10, 20 or 30? 30 or 20? 30, right? So 30 it will be great. Why? Because here is the local variable. If I print this here, so it will consider this local variable. Now if I want to print the instance variable, how we will print that? Simply we have to write this dot because this refers to the current class instance variable. If I print this now, means which variable, which value to be print? 30 and 30 and 20. Now if I want to print this variable, so how we will print that? System.out we will write. Okay, and here what we need to write? We in which class it is present? Parent class. Parent class to the parent class, what we will say in another word? That is a super keyword, right? Sorry, super class also we can say that. So if we want to call this one, how we will call that? Simply we will write here super dot e, right? Super dot e. If I run this one, so now what is the output we will get? 30, 20 and the 10. This is the first use of our super keyword as well as this keyword. This refers to the current class instance variable, but super refers to the parent class instance variable. right? Super means parent, and this means our current class only, right? Super means parent class, and this means our current class only. If you write super dot a, it will refers to the parent class. It will go to the super. When it will be c super, so it will come into the parent class. Here it will be the which variable? That is the a variable. Here is the a variable. It will print this value of a here only. Okay. This is this keyword, this is super keyword, and this is our local variable. This is the first use of our super keyword. That is super keyword is used, is refers to the parent class instance variable. Now another thing is the method. So suppose I have created here method now. I will remove this thing, and if I create a method, public void m1 simple, and here I am writing system.out, and here I am writing demo. Same thing I am doing here also. I will remove this thing, and here what I am doing is system.out I am writing, and here I am writing text. Okay. Now if I run this one, so what will be the output we'll get? Text. Now if I want to call this one, how will you call that? Simple. Here we have to come super dot m1. Now if I print this one, so what will be the output we will get? JVM will come here into the main method. Then it will see we have created the object, but we don't have any constructor, so it will not find the constructor, right? After that, object dot m1, so it will find m1 method into the test class. So where is the m1 method? Here is the m1 method. It is the overriding concept, but here we will not consider the overriding now. Okay, it will come here. It will find the m1 method. Here is the m1 method. It will come inside. It will see super dot m1. So it will, whenever it will be super, it will come into the parent class. Super means the parent class. Okay, super means the parent class. So it will come into the parent class, and it will look for this m1 method. Here is the m1 method. It will come inside, and it will print demo on the console. Again it will come inside, and it will print test on the console. See, if I run this one, demo and the test is printing on the console. With the help of super keyword, we can able to call the parent class method also. If you want to call any parent class method, you can directly call with the help of super keyword. Which is the parent class here, and which is the child class here? From here, if you want to call the parent class method, we can call easily with the help of super keyword. What we need to write? Super.m1. And if you want to call the variable means, no. Parent class variable if I want to call means super dot super dot variable name, anything we can write. Right. Another thing, we saw the variable, we saw the method. Now another thing is the constructor. What is meant by constructor? Same like it is constructor now. What is there? Constructor don't have any return type, right? I will remove from here also, and I will remove from here also. Okay, I will remove this one also. So how constructor will be called? Just we need to create an object, our constructor will be called. Suppose if I want to call this constructor, this demo, I want to call this here. So how we will call that? Simply we will write here super dot super dot test. We don't need to write. Simply we will write here super and the parenthesis. When we write like that, it will call this constructor. Okay, it will go in super means it will see the parent class. So where is the parent class? Here is the parent class. So it will see the constructor which don't have any parameter. So it will come here and it will print demo on the console. If I run this one, what will be the output we will get? Demo, demo in the test. Same output. If I remove this one now, now only test or demo, or both it will not print. It will print or not print. It will print. Yes. Test or demo. Test only. Demo and test it will not print. Well, in this one, demo and test it is printing. Why it is printing demo and test? Because here is the extends dot demo. If we create any constructor here, so what it will do? It will automatically add super keyword here. If you not write also, it will add automatically super keyword here before on the first line of this constructor. Okay, on the first line of this constructor, it will add automatically super keyword. Now another thing is that suppose we have a constructor which having one parameter. Which type of constructor is this now? Parameters constructor. If I want to call this one, means we have to pass some value from here. Simply will come here and we will pass it the values. Right. Now if I call this means it will call or not. It will find, it will super means it will come into the parent class. Which is the parent class? It will come here. It will see parent class here, and it will see the constructor which having one integer parameter. This is the constructor which having one integer parameter. Yes, it will come here. It will print dim on the console. See, dim on the test. And if you not write also, so now it will print or not? No, right? It is giving the error, so we have to remove this. Now we parent this one, so demo and test will be print on the console. Okay, this is the super keyword. Super keyword is nothing but the reference variable which is refers to the immediate parent class object. Okay, and it have three uses. Super can be used to refer immediate parent class instance variable. Super can be used to call. Invoke means calling. Okay, super keyword can be used to invoke immediate parent class method, and super and the parenthesis can be used to invoke immediate parent class constructor. These are the three uses of our super keyword. And what is meant by super keyword? Super keyword is nothing but the reference variable, which refers to the parent class object. Okay. Anyone have any doubt inside the super keyword? This only. So this refers to the current class. This refers to the current class, and super refers to the parent class. This is the difference between this keyword and the super keyword. Now we will see this. Many people had doubt in that. No? So this is a reference variable that refers to the current object. It will not refer to the parent. If you have parent class, which keyword we will use? Super keyword. If you want to deal with the current class, means if you will deal with this keyword. This keyword is a reference variable that refers to the current class object. Simple. If you have object, inside the object many things will be present like state and behavior. What is meant by state? Nothing but the variables, and behaviors means method. State means the variables and behaviors means the methods. Okay, this will refers to this object, means this is indirectly referring to this state as well as this method as well, right? So inside this keyword we have many uses. Like this can be used to refer class instance variable. How? Simply will come here and we will remove this thing. Just now we saw one program, right? Simple program. This is the program here. Okay. Now we have a variable, multiple variable we have here. This is the variable we have. This is the instance variable. This one is our local variable. If we have a condition in which we have two variables, that is the instance variable as well as the local variable, which having the same name. Inside the same class we have a two variable, that is the instance variable and the local variable, and both the variable have the same name. Here, this is the instance variable and this is the local variable, and both the variable have same name. Which name it have? That is the A. Right? The A name they have. What they will print? If I mention it here, so it will refer to the local variable only. Okay, but now if I want to print the instance variable, how we will do that? Simple, we will write here this dot a. If I write here this dot a, it will refer to our instance variable. Okay, if you write this dot a, it will refer to the instance variable. Okay, simple. And if you want to if you create here any variable here, and if I want to write this one, if I want to print this one, how we will use that? Super dot a. If I want to deal with the parent class, simply I will use the super keyword. If I want to deal with the current class, simply will use the this dot. This is the difference between the this keyword and the super keyword. See here, this is the variable instance variable having the a name, and local variable also having the a name. So if you print this thing here, what it will do? It will consider the local variable only. Okay. But now if I want to print the instance variable, how will print that? Simply we will write here this dot a. So if I write this dot a, it will refer to the current class instance variable. Okay, it will refer to the current class instance variable. Now another thing is that this can be used to invoke current class method as well. Simply we will create a method. I will remove this parent class from here. I will create a method. Simple. This is the method we have, and another method we will create here. Below that we will create. Okay, so complete void and m2 will create. Okay, here I will write system.out, and here I will write suppose I will write here 2, and same thing I will copy from here and I will write it here. Here I will write 1. Okay. So what is the another use of this keyword? With the help of this keyword, we can call the current class method also. So if I want to call this m2 method, how we will call that? Simply create an object and we have to write object dot m2. Right? M1 first we need to write, and we need to write a m2. If I want to call this m2 method, how we will call object dot into we have to write, right? If I write like that, if I print it, so what it will be print? Or one, two, right? If I remove this one and if I write here object dot one means one, it will be print. Right? But now I want to call the M2 method from the M1 method. So how we'll call that? Simply we'll write here this dot M2. Sorry, M2. We are inside the M1 method now. So we will write here this dot M2. If I run this one now means it will come into the object dot M1. It will be see. Here it will become into the M1 method. Here we wrote this dot M2. This will refers to the current class object. Here is the current class. Inside the current class, it will see M2 method. Where is the M2 method? So here is the M2 method. It will come here and it will print 2 on the console. It will come here and it will print 1 on the console again. If I run this one, so what will be the output? We will get 2 and the 1. Okay. Anyone have any doubt till now? Anyone have any doubt? Guys, anyone have any doubt? No? Now similar to the constructor as well. This is the second use, right? This is the second use. This can be used to invoke current class method. Invoke means nothing but the calling. Okay, invoke means calling. This can be used to call the current class method. Means we can able to call the current class method with the help of this keyword. Now another thing is that constructor. So simple, I will create a constructor here. This is the another constructor and this one is the another constructor. Same like a constructor as well. So simply another thing. Wait, I forget one thing. Okay. Here is the M1 method, right? Here from here we are calling the M2 method. So if I write M2 here, simple. If I not write here this keyword, simple I will write here M2 only. So can it will call M2 method? Yes or no? 2 and the 1. Why? If you not write this keyword here also, your compiler will add indirectly here this keyword. If you add also, that is also okay. If you will not add it also, that is also okay. Okay. Now we will create a constructor. So simple, I will copy this one and I will make it as a constructor. Simple, I will write here this and I will write here another paste. Okay. Here I will write here int. Okay. How constructor will be called? This. How constructor will be called? When we create an object, that our constructor will be called. If I run this one now, so what will be the output we will get? For one. One, two, two. If I run this one, so two is printing on the console. Suppose I want to call this constructor from this constructor. So I will write that. Simple, will come here, you write here this. Inside this keyword, what we need to write? It have a parameter. We have to pass one parameter here. So 10 I will pass it from here. Now what it will do? Simple, it will come here. We are creating an object. We will find it for the constructor which don't have any parameter. Here is the constructor which don't have any parameter. It will become here it will see this and the parenthesis. So it will see the constructor which don't have any parameter. Sorry, it will see the constructor which having one integer parameter. So here is the constructor which having one integer parameter. It will come here. It will print one on the console. Then again it will come here. It will print two on the console. See? 1 and the 2. Suppose now this time what we are doing simply from here I am writing 10. Now which constructor will be called? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1. When this one, so one constructor will be called. From here if I want to call that another constructor means this only we need to write. We have to pass any argument here? No, right? If I run this one now, so what will be the output we will get? 2, 1, 2 and the 1 is printing on the console. Okay. Which type of constructor is this? Parameterized constructor. And which type of constructor is this? Why we are calling this as non-parameterized constructor? Okay, the constructor which does not having any parameter, that is called as the no argument constructor. Why we are calling this as a parameterized constructor? Because it have a parameter, so we can calling this as a parameterized constructor. Now another thing is that this can be used to pass as an argument in the method call. So what is meant by argument? Whatever things we are passing while calling the any constructor or any method, that is called as the argument. Similarly from here, okay, what is argument means? Suppose here if I write in this, Okay, and here is the int a. So what we need to do, simply we have to pass here the value while calling the constructor. If I pass any value, this is called as the argument. Okay, this is called as the argument. Now we will take the example of the any method. Simply I will remove this thing. I will write here void m1. Okay, void m1 I will write, and here I will write void m2. Okay, this is the void m1 and with this is the void m2. Here is the intent. So this time what I am doing is I am writing here object a. Okay, if I want to call this method, this time what we need to pass, that is the object we need to pass. If you want to call this one, we have to pass the object this time. So how we will call that? Simply we will come here, we will write here m1, and we have to pass one object. If you want to call this one, we have to pass the object, no, right? If you want to call this one, we have to pass the object. So this time I am not passing any object. Simply I am passing here this keyword. If I pass this keyword from here, that time also this can be used to refer the current class object only, right? Indirectly. This time I am using this keyword as an argument here, right? This time I am using this keyword as an argument here. If I write argument here, it will take argument from here to here and it will call this method. Okay, from here it will call take this method from there and it will call this object. Sorry, method there. So if I want to call this one, how will call that? M1 I will write, sorry, M2 I will write. Now if I run this one, so what will be the output? It will print. Yes. What will be the output? It will print object dot m2. It will come into the m2 method. Then here m1 dot this. We are using this keyword as a argument here, right? We can call this as an argument here. This can be used as a argument here. Right? We are using this keyword as an argument. Why we are using this keyword as an argument? Here is the m1 method and here is the object. Suppose if we have a int a here, so what we need to do? We have to pass the integer value. If we want to call this m1 method, we have to pass one integer value. Suppose we have an object here, so what we need to do? We have to pass one object here. Whenever we will pass the object, that time only our m1 method will be called. This time I am not passing any object here. Simply I am passing here this keyword, because this keyword refers to our current class objects only. Right? It's a reference variable and this is referring to our object. So if you pass this from here, it will take the object from here and it will call this m1 method. If I run this one now, what will be the output we will get? 1 and 2. Same like a constructor also we have to do. So simple here, predefined class. Object is a predefined class here. Object is a parent class of the all the classes which are present inside the Java. Okay, object is the main class. Object class is a parent class of the all the classes inside the Java. If you want to see that, simply right click on that and open declaration. So this is the class. It is predefined class. Okay, so this is the object, means similar like if you want to pass here from the string. So what we need to do, if you want to call this one, we have to pass one string value. So similar like we can pass here the object also. If you want to call this method, means we have to pass one object from here. That's why we are using here this keyword. Simple, we have to pass the object there. We have to create an object with the help of new keyword, and after that we have to pass the object. So I am not doing that thing. Simple, I will pass the this keyword because this is also referring to this object. No, why we have to call the object directly? We will pass this argument there, this as an argument there. Okay, so this is the another use of our this keyword. This can be used to pass as an argument in the method call. Same like a constructor also. So I will create a constructor here. So just copy this thing and simple will come here, and here also I will come. Okay. So how to call the constructor? Simple, we have to create a method. So one thing I have to ask is simple. If I remove this thing, okay. Now if I run this one, our which constructor will be called? First or second? Second constructor will be called. If I run this one, our second constructor will be called. Suppose if I remove this thing from here, then our constructor will call. Yes or no? Which keyword is used to create an object? New keyword. And when constructor will be called? When the object is created, that time our constructor will be called. So here new keyword we wrote, our object will create or not? Yes, new keyword is used to create an object. So our object will be created, so that time our constructor will be definitely called. See, if I run this one, it is printing means our constructor will be called. If I write like that also, so our constructor will be called. Simple here what we are doing, simple we are creating an object and we are storing into this variable. Okay, we are storing into this variable. But if I write like that also, it will call our constructor only. Now here we call the constructor like that new, and if I write like that paste, okay, and here if I write this keyword, can this time our constructor will be called or not? Yes or no? When our constructor will be called, when our object will create it. So here I wrote the new keyword. After that, what this constructor is saying, if you want to call this one, you have to pass one object. I'm not passing object, I'm simply passing this keyword, because this is also referring to our object only. So can it will call this time? Yes or no? Yes. If I run this one and two is printing on the console. Okay, this is the another use of our this keyword. This can be used to pass as an argument into the constructor call. First, as earlier we used into the method for the as an argument, and here now we are using in the constructor as an argument. Okay, so this is the two uses, that is this can be used to pass as an argument in the method call, and another one is this can be used to pass as an argument into the constructor call. Another one, this keyword can be used to return current class instance. Simply will take one example. I will remove this thing, and if I write here public, and simple I'm writing a string, and here I'm writing m1 method. M1 method I will write, or m1 m1. Okay. So why it is giving error? Anyone? Yes, it is correct only. Why it is giving error? What we need to do if you want to? Yes. What is this one? Access modifier. Public, I know. It is an access modifier. Then what is this thing? Return type. Return type means whatever we will give, we have to return that thing. If I write here void means nothing. We don't want to return anything. But suppose now this time I'm writing here string. String means we have to return something. That is the string value we have to return. What we will write here? Simple we write here return and string value. Any string value we can write it here. Right. If I want to print this thing, means what is the value of m1 now here? Java. If I want to print this one, simply we write here system.out, and here we have to write object.m1. And if I print this means what is the output you will get? Java. Right. Same like that. Suppose this time I'm not writing here string, I'm writing here object. So what we need to do? We have to return the object. So can we create an object and then we will return? No. Simply what we will do? Simply we will return here this keyword. This is also return the object, but which object it will return? The current class object it will return, because this is variable that refers to the current object. So it will return this object. In which class we are now? Inside the test class. So which object it will return? Test class object only it will return. If I run this one, see, basic program, it is the name of my package. Then test is my class name, and this is our object address. Okay, so this is the used to return the instance of our current class. Okay, so these are the 6 uses of our this keyword. Anyone have any doubt now? Yes, yes, it will refers to this object. Okay, and super keyword means super keyword is also a reference variable which is refers to the parent class, and this will refers to the current class. This difference you have to know that. Inside this keyword we have 6 uses, and inside the super keyword we have 3 uses. So a super keyword have 3 uses means we can means if you want to call the instance variable parent class instance variable, we can call that. If you want to call the parent class method also, we can call this with the help of super keyword. If you want to call the parent class constructor also, we can call with the help of super keyword. Okay, same like that, in this keyword also we have 6 uses. This can be refers to the current class instance variable. This can be used to invoke current class method. This can be used to call the current class constructor. This can be used to pass as an argument in the method call. This can be used to pass as an argument in the constructor call. And another one, this keyword can be used to return the current class instance. So these are the super keyword, and these are the this keyword. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt? Yes, bro. You have any doubt? Okay. Now another thing, that is the polymorphism. Okay, this keyword we saw, super keyword we saw, now it is a polymorphism. So if we notice this thing, polymorphism means what? Polymorphism is our another pillar. So till now we learn classes, then we learn object and method, then we learn inheritance, and now we are learning polymorphism. It is easy concept only. So what is meant by polymorphism? Inside the name only, we are inside the name only definition is present. Like where is the polymorphism? See, poly means, anyone knows what is meant by poly? Poly means many. Okay, poly means many, and morph means form. Okay, single action in the different ways, we can say that it is a polymorphism. If we take the real life example, we will learning all the pillars with the help of real life example only. We learn classes first, then we learn object, and then we learn in return, and now it is a polymorphism. If you want to take the real life example, which you will take, simple, we will take the example: a man can be a father, a man can be a son as well, a man can be a doctor, right? But single person are doing the multiple things, right? Single person having the multiple forms, like a man can be a father, a man can be a son, a man can be a doctor, or man can be an engineer also, right? That is the thing. Polymorphism means single action in different ways. Okay, single action in different ways, that is called as the polymorphism. Okay, it is called as the polymorphism. Now if we take the polymorphism having the two types. First one is the compile time, and another one is the runtime. Compile time and the runtime, these are the two types of our polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism, if you want to achieve that we can achieve with the help of method overloading. Okay, okay, remember this thing. Polymorphism, that is the compile time polymorphism, we can achieve with the help of method overloading. And another one is the, that is the runtime polymorphism, we can achieve with the help of method overriding. These are not the type, many people think like that. Method overloading and the method overriding, these are the types of polymorphism. These are not are the types of polymorphism. We have only two types of polymorphism. There is the compile time polymorphism and the runtime polymorphism. Why we are using the compile time polymorphism? Why we are using the method overloading? To achieve the compile time polymorphism. And why we are using the method overriding? To achieve the runtime polymorphism. Before that we saw many methods, right? Before that we saw the methods like arguments we have passed inside the method, we call that method also. So same like that we have inside the method overloading as well as the method overriding. Okay. If we want to achieve the method overloading, what we need to do? Multiple functions we have to declare with the same name, but the different parameters we have to declare. That is only called as the method overloading. So simple, we will come here and we will declare the multiple function. Functions are nothing but the methods of it. Okay, functions are the nothing but the methods only. So I will create different functions or different methods I will create. I will create the method public void and the m1. Okay, multiple functions we have to create, but with the same name. See, same name but the different parameters. So I will create a multiple functions with the same name. M1 I will create here, M1 I will create, M1 I will create. So we have a multiple functions, right? This one is the one method, another method, and I have given the same name as well: M1 method, M1 method, and the M1 method. And another thing what we need to do, we have to make as a different parameter. So simple, I will not create any parameter here. I will create one parameter here, that is the int a I will create here. Okay, and another one, suppose I am creating here string a comma int b. Okay, I will give it any, I will print anything here, system.out, and one I will print it here. Simple, I will print it here system.out, and I will print here 2. And simple, I will come here and I will print it, sorry, system.out, and I will print it here 3. Okay, we have a 3 method. Which are that methods? M1 only. M1 only. If you want to achieve the method overloading, so what we need to do? Simple, we have to declare the multiple function with the same name but the different parameter. And inside the same class only we have to declare. There is not the same class we have to declare. So what we need to do? We have to declare multiple functions with the same name but the different parameter into the same class. Okay, you can say like that: different function, same class, same name but in the different parameter. That is only called as the method overloading. Okay, what we need to do, if you want to declare the method overloading, what we need to do? Simple, first we need to declare multiple function with the same name, same same class but the different parameter. That is only called as the method overloading. I have declared multiple functions here, and I have declared with the same name, and I have created into the same class also, right? And I have declared here the multiple different parameter I have declared. Now, if I want to call this one, how will call that? Simple, we have to create an object, and with the help of object, we can call it. Simple, if I call it with the help of object.m1. So now, what will be the value it will print? One or two? One, two, or three? One, two, three? How? One or two? Run this one. So one is printing on the computer. If I want to call the second one, how we will call that? Object dot m1 we have to write, and what we need to write? Here we have a one integer parameter, right? So simple, we have to write, pass the one integer argument here. Now if I run this one, what will be the output? 1, 2. If I want to print another one, third one, object dot m1, what we need to do? String value we have to pass. First string value I will pass it here. Java. Another, which value we have to pass? Integer value. So 0 I will pass. Now if I run this one, so what will be the output? We will get 1 to 1 to Java. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 2, and 3 it will print, right? They are simply printing system.out and 3 we are printing here. No? 1, 2, 3 it is printing. What is method overloading? We are doing same action. See, M1, M1, and the M1, but in the different ways. That is called as the that is called as the polymorphism. And which type of polymorphism we can achieve with the help of method overloading? Compile time polymorphism. And what is meant by method overloading? If you want to achieve that, simple, we have to declare different function with the same name, same class, but the different parameter. That is called as the method overloading. This method is overloaded. That is which method? M1 method is successfully overloaded here. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt here? Anyone have any doubt? No. Right. Now another thing is the method overriding. So this method overriding we can achieve. We are using it to achieve the runtime polymorphism. Okay. Why method overriding we are using? If you want to achieve the runtime polymorphism, simply we are using the method overriding. Inside that, what we need to do? We have to declare the multiple function with the same name, but same parameter, but into the different class we have to do. Simple, we will come here. I will remove this thing from here, and I will remove this thing from here. So what we need to do? We have to declare the multiple class. I will declare here the another class, that is demo. It is visible for everyone. Okay. Different class we have demo and the test. I will declare what we need to do. We have to declare the multiple function. So this time I am declaring one function here. Public void m1. Simple. And what we need to do? Another thing. Same. We have to declare multiple function, same name, same parameter, but into the different class. So I will create same function into the different class as well. Okay. Here I will print system.out, and here I will print 1. Okay. And here I will print system.out, and here I will print 2. Okay. 1 and 2. So it is correct now. This method is overridden here or not? Yes or no? No. In between two classes, there must be a inheritance. Okay. If you are not declaring like that, this method is not overridden there. How it will be overridden? When in two classes there must be a inheritance. Then only we can say that this method m1 is overridden here into the base class. Okay. Now, if you want to call that, how we will call that? With the help of new. Okay. Test class object I have created, and with the help of test class, if I call the m1 method, so what will be the output we will get? 1 or 2? 1, 1, 2, 1 or 2? Why? That is the method overriding. So what is meant by method overriding? First, see, we have extents here. We will ignore that polymorphism. Now we will see the with the help of inheritance. Suppose we have inherited this class into this class here. So what it will be do? Whatever things present here, that will come into the test class. Whatever thing present inside the demo class, that will come into the test class. Whatever what is the thing is present here, is M1 method, M1 method only. But here also inside the test class also we have a M1 method. What it will do? It will this method will override on this method, like a plate. If we have one plate, if we put another plate on that, so what we will say, another plate is overridden on the first plate, right? So same like that, this M1 method, this M1 method will override on the this M1 method. That's why you have to print M1, but it is not visible because this method is overridden on this method. Okay, that is the only meaning of our overriding. Like a plate, like a book, we can say that if we put first book on the above, if we put another book, so what we will say, another book is overridden on the first book, right? So same happen like that here on this book, this M1, this method is overridden. That's why we are printing here only two. Now suppose we want to print this one, how will we print that? With the help of super also we can print that, or with the help of this class object we can print it. Suppose if I make it here integer a, so can this method is overridden now? This method is overridden or not? M1 method is overridden or not? Yes. What is the thing say? Multiple functions we have to declare with the same name, same parameter, but the different classes, and these functions are said to be overridden. In between two classes, there must be a inheritance. Here we will see multiple functions we have, that is two functions we have, with the same name we have, but same parameter we have or not? No. So this method is not overridden. If I remove this one, so this method is overridden now? Yes or no? Yes or no? If you want to override it, there must be a inheritance. Okay, so this is called as the method overriding. And why we are using the method overriding? Simple. If you want to achieve the runtime polymorphism, we will use the method overriding. And if you want to achieve the compile time polymorphism, we are using the method overriding. Anyone have any doubt? And what is meant by polymorphism? Polymorphism is the single action in the different ways. That is only called as the polymorphism. If we take the example, a person at the same time can have different characteristics. Like a person can be a father, a person can be a husband, a person can be an employee. Right? Single action in different ways. That is only called as the polymorphism. We have two types of polymorphism. First one is the compile time, and another one is the runtime polymorphism. How we can achieve the compile time polymorphism? Overloading. And how we will achieve the method overloading? We have to declare multiple functions with the same class, different parameters. And why? How we will achieve the runtime polymorphism? With the help of method overriding. How? What is meant by overriding? Same multiple function we have to declare with the same name, same parameter, but the different classes. In between two classes, there must be a inheritance. Okay, that is called as the method overriding. Easy only. Okay. We have covered how many pillar now? Object, classes and object we have covered. Inheritance we have covered. Polymorphism we have covered. Tomorrow we will see abstraction. And today's assignment is that you have to create a program on the super keyword, this keyword as well as the polymorphism. Okay. So anyone have any doubt?